So I've got Superfest Tour DJ Nino Brown with us. Can you tell us some of the stories that go on the Superfest Tour?
It's a lot of fun, man. Last year I had a special foot pedal that used to fire off dry ice, and all the artists used to hang out and watch each other. And during one of the shows, I think it was in Perth, I nearly shot Fat Joe with the dry ice cannon, which would have been bad for me, I'd say. He was there watching Ciara, so that was pretty funny.
When you're with all these artists, like, do they do stuff when they're not playing? Like, what do they get up to?
Yeah, I mean, everyone sort of hangs out backstage. You know, they relax, they can eat and drink and stuff like that. And basically everyone comes and checks everyone's shows because it's rare that all these artists are at one place at the one time. That's why, like, they say it's the world's biggest urban festival. So people are hanging out, playing Xbox, and it was funny, I used to watch different artists talk to each other and be like, wow, they're collaborating on something, and then a month or two later on, you'd see these guys have put a song out together. So people are listening to music, planning tracks.
Yeah,
cool, man.
And you get to play in front of like 30 or 40,000 people being the tour DJ, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like some go-to favourite tracks that just makes everyone go wild?
I've got plenty of go-to tracks, but the problem that makes it hard is there's so many artists on the tour. I've got to make sure that none of these artists are on any of those tracks. Right. So my go-to tracks change every year depending on who I'm on the road with.
Hold up, Melbourne. Who's ready to see Snoop D-O-double-G?
So tell me about like the size and the scale of Superfest. How big is it?
It's crazy. There's about 200 of us on the road. So when you get on the plane, it's kind of like a rap video because it's Akon, T-Pain, Busta Rhymes, there's Kelly Rowlands, you know, there's Fat Joe. So it's a lot of fun. Like, actually, sometimes there's just so much fun being on the road, you know. And we've had situations where we take up almost the entire plane. I think there's even talk about us having like our own plane in a couple of the trips. But it's a lot of fun, and like, you know, you can imagine when everyone hits the airport, checking in, it's just crazy. A lot of people.
Have you had an all-time favourite that you've been, you know, on the plane with, or like been behind the stage with, or just hang out with?
I'm pretty bad on the planes because I don't usually sleep, and I run around, take photos of all the tour staff fast asleep, and then I just post them on Twitter. That's my thing. I get in a lot of trouble for that.
Don't hang around this guy for at Superfest. You see him just bail out of there. And, you know, big artists, big entourages. What's the average size, and what is the average size of the entourage?
It all depends. Like, some of the artists, I find some of the more seasoned artists travel with less people in time, and some of the newer artists sometimes travel with more people, but it just depends. And sometimes you see someone with like 25 people and you think, wow, this guy's got 25 people, like, what's that about? But sometimes actually you'll have things to do because these shows are just that big that there are guys running that many different things. So it's cool when you have some of the security, like Snoop had this guy, and we used to always just like look at this guy and go, wow, you know, the size of him was sort of like yay big and just huge. But it's the skinny guys that have the ex-military luggage that you got to worry about.
The fear in the eye,
yeah,
you don't want to look at that.
Yeah, they're serious guys.
How big's your entourage?
Oh, my entourage is huge, man. It's just me, myself, and I.
And your deck.
We roll pretty deep, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And anything else that we should know about Superfest before we go there and, you know, rock out to all these massive artists?
Just don't miss out. Don't text me on the day because I don't have a ticket for you. Check the website, superfest.com.au, and yeah, it's going to be crazy.
One ticket, just one ticket.
I'll hook you up, I'll hook you up.
Yes. Best thing about this interview so far. No, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
As loud as you can, say hello, put those hands in the air, Melbourne City. You're going to see Snoop Dogg, let's go.